Thank you. We like it. We like it just like that.
Is Linda on the phone or Beth? That's me. Beth.
Like.
Hi, Beth.
Oh.
Hello.
It's like an ice box in here. It does. Oh, that's burning up it. Okay. I got to go outside to appreciate this. And huddle up together. No. This is freezing. You know you're supposed to at a minimum bring a jacket even if it's here in this room.
Yeah, but I need
I need something on my toes.
Yeah, my toes are freezing. Jacket, let's go. All right, looks like we have quorum, so let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Green, and welcome to the September Monthly Advisory Board meeting. At this time, I'd like to proceed with roll call of the members. Deb Roby. Here. Ed Royal. Here. Carl Forney. Here. April Edwards. Here. Beth Allman. Here. And Linda Fugate. Okay, with 5 members, it looks like we have established quorum. All right. At this time, I'd like to welcome IVMV, Gary, and Eileen in the back. We don't have them scheduled on the agenda, but Gary, if you had anything you'd like to share with the advisory board, I'd just to give you that opportunity.
The project's going terrible. I think you guys ought to shut it down.
Carl's like, okay. Okay. All right. The next item on the agenda is the review of the last meeting minutes, and that is an attachment that you should have. They are from August 9th, 2016. Okay, beginning on page 1, the meeting was called to order at 1 o'clock p.m. The members that were present are listed, as well as other DHSCD members and visitors. We did modify the published agenda last month to allow IVMV to provide an update. We reviewed the meeting minutes from April 12th. I see a correction here because it was July 12th, not April. Just mark that myself. So we will correct that to reflect in the header July 12th. And at the bottom of page 1, we started a stakeholder outreach update. Terrence and our executive director Rose attended the Florida Police Chiefs Association in July, where they discussed motorist modernization features. We conducted an IT coalition meeting starting on page 2 on August 2nd. And there was a renewal focus group meeting that occurred on the same day, August 9th in Orlando. Page 2 begins the policy and decisions review, where several items from that document were discussed. I'll give you a moment to peruse that and let me know if you have any corrections. Okay, moving on to page 3. Discussion concludes. Also on page 3, there is a follow-up from the Executive Steering Committee meeting where we discussed conducting the phase gate review, which officially authorized us to proceed with software development in July. We reviewed change requests to the program master schedule, and then we discussed the newly formed Change Control Board in their first meeting that was held during the month of August. Continuing on is a program update. Janice Timmons provided an update on the SPID plan. Joe Weldon provided an update on the DL issuance project. Scott Tomaszewski provided updates on the Motorist maintenance and FR project. On page 4, Andrea provided an update on the My DMV portal project. And Kathy Thomas provided an update on behalf of Rayland DePasquale on the renewal notification project, as well as SIT list and citation processing. We did acknowledge that Stephen Fielder has left the agency, so we continue to have a vacancy in his work. And there was some discussion, remember we had talked about some delays that we were experiencing with the testing environment, so we captured that discussion there as well. Meeting adjourned in record time at 1:39 p.m. Let's see if we can beat that today. And the next meeting is listed as well as on the final page handouts that were provided. I have captured the correction on page 1 to correct the date from April 12th to July 12th. Are there any other corrections? Okay, hearing none, at this time I'd like to call for a motion to approve with the one correction, the meeting minutes from August 9th, 2016. Is there one? Motion to approve. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Awesome. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll make the correction and I've marked these as. Next on the agenda is a stakeholder outreach update. Just want to kind of recap on some of the various outreach initiatives that have occurred since our last meeting. So our director Samuel is actually on his way to an office visit as we speak. He's heading down to the Hillsborough County to meet with the Hillsborough County tax collector, as well as an auto dealer to talk about EFS, CPR, deployment. Previously, he met with the Polk County tax collector on August 23rd. As well, he also met with a private tag agency in Miami-Dade on August 22nd. Jessica, you want to give us an update, or Judy, you want to give us an update on the tax collector conference?
So we went to the tax collector conference in a week now? 2 weeks
ago.
Yes, 2 weeks ago, and we gave an overview of the DL issuance project and the renewals project. Got a lot of good feedback, and I don't think we got too many suggestions, but we do have some follow-ups for them.
And I hear they did an excellent presentation, so go see you guys for that.
Very well received.
Yeah.
It was about the only presentation the tax collectors got a little bit excited about. Oohs and ahs. Yeah, I didn't get that.
I'll let you know. I was doing an eye back there because there was a lot of things I've never heard about.
Awesome. Thank you. Good job.
Deb's presentation as well was really helpful for us.
Right,
we're going to use some of those numbers for our Schedule 4D stuff. So, yeah. We all learned.
Two ways there, right?
Right.
All right. We also held a follow-up meeting with the Department of State, our focus group meeting with them. Jessica, you want to give us a recap on that meeting?
Yeah, during that meeting, we were discussing the possibility of being able to share information back and forth with DOS, mainly the voter status and the previous address, so that we can reduce the amount of errors that we send back to them. when we process those applications.
Something else to add?
No, I'm just asking what.
Oh.
No decision.
No, there was no decision made. It was just kind of us letting them know, giving them more details, and then they came back and said that they would talk to their upper management and then follow back up with us for another meeting.
And we haven't scheduled yet any follow-up meetings yet, so we need to determine when we need to follow up with them. But we'll also give the Executive Steering Committee an update on that meeting as well. All right, and the last item under Stakeholder Outreach is the monthly Bureau Chiefs meeting. We're going to have that this Friday, the 16th, so look forward to that meeting as well.
We'll have a FHP meeting coming up. We're going to hold a mini workshop with them, just with investigations, kind of to give them an overview of what we're doing in phase 1 for DL issuance, and then letting them give us suggestions or ideas that they may have to improve those processes that we've already set out.
All right, next item on the agenda is the standing item to review the policy and decisions document, but the senior business analyst confirmed that we don't have any updates since the last meeting, so no items for review for you all today. All right, moving into the phase 1 program update. We stopped printing out a copy of the STEM plan. I can certainly send it to you if you like, but I know it's a big piece of paper that probably doesn't allow us to go green very well. So I'll just let you know that we are spending within our established budget. There is a little bit of a variation, if you all can see this, for the month of August. Here, we came in a little less than planned. This is because we have some augmented contracted staff that are assumed to work 40 hours and stuff. We had some time off during that period. We had a hurricane, you know, when the office was closed, so some of that impacted the
hurricane?
So, you know, based on what they bill for the hours that they work, that's where you'll see some fluctuation there. But we're still within our established spending threshold. On track with all of our deliverables, et cetera. Any questions on that? Pretty easy. All right, the next item on the agenda are change request reviews. So just to kind of recap for you, per our change management process, we have 3 levels of change requests. Level 1 are really low-level items within kind of the authority of the product owner to approve. Level 2 kind of falls into that same category, but they may impact, you know, multiple teams. There's still low-level requests that may, you know, impact multiple teams, but it just may require approval for more than one product owner, but still within their authority to approve. And then level 3 change requests are the ones where we submit the form, goes to the ESC, et cetera. They are the higher level change requests, if you will. So the first items that we'd like to review with you are the spreadsheet with the green on it. And these are the level 1, level 2 change requests that have been approved by the product owner since the last meeting. So I guess I'll ask, I had to put you guys on the spot, that you kind of give us a brief recap on them. So we'll start, they're all FR Motorist maintenance. So Scott, can you hit the highlights of these change requests?
Okay. On your sheet, agency's tag receipt is basically making sure that a receipt is given to the officer or the agent who's coming and dropping off the tag. I believe it's in the local procedure, and then when we brought it as a requirement, it kind of went off, went on, and so we want to make sure it's put on the radar to do. And so that was that effort. Any questions on that before we move to the other one? Okay. The other one, motorist maintenance, is workflow process change to allow for a comment to be added to the Time of correspondence today, I believe we do BOLO only, and there's other areas where they can expand those comments. I think there's up to 300 potential correspondence that we're going to look at and be part of that process. I think other systems also use that. So we're just going to make that field available so comments can be put in so they can actually track the history or what the decision made on the case. So that was one of the requests for workers maintenance. Any questions? Okay. And then the last one for FR is the right transaction and hold table for verification. FR7 is coming in. We want to make sure that we do our due diligence in one of the batch processes that we're going away. We need to make sure we continue that effort to actually put it on a report that exists today. So when the batch job from the mainframe disappears, there's a disconnect with that data. So that's what's going to be used to actually make sure that data continues to be put in the report. Any questions? Kristen?
All right, thanks, Scott. And we do have a level 3 change request for you. It's change request number 31. So you should also have that. This is a DL issuance related change request. Jessica, you want to walk them through this?
Sure. So this one is about a mainframe batch job that formerly posted the revenue transactions to Q09 and X offices. And it just sends the information over to the revenue table so that it could be reported on. At some point it got archived from the FR project, so the DL issuance team is picking it up so that we can make sure that it gets developed in a .NET, as a .NET job, and we don't miss that revenue.
Page 2 gives estimates for grooming, test case development, and estimation.
For the grooming effort is about 12 hours just to create these 3 stories, and then there's the development effort is 61 hours to create the batch job. And then there's no direct impact to the phase 1 budget, and it can be performed with existing resources.
So even though this one is a level 3 change request, we, per our decision escalation matrix, this should still be in the authority of parents to approve. We will continue to review with the ESC. Of course, they can override that at any time, but you know we'll get the signature in the paper from parents on this one. So what's the advisory board pleasure? Any additional questions about this change request? Are you in support of it? Would you like to recommend approval?
I'm sorry?
Station is Q09.
Q09 is an internal office. It's
in the Bureau of Motorist Compliance.
Are there any objections to this request? Okay, hearing none, I will indicate that your recommendation is to approve this request, and we will proceed. Thank you. All right, last item on the agenda, the PMs will give you an update on development. So we will start, Jessica, you're up again. Presenting today on behalf of Joe Weldon, who's in the office.
Right. So for DL issuance, milestone group A features include the home page, customer inquiry, and the customer summary, and all the functionality necessary to start a transaction. And the due date for completing milestone A is November 1st, 2016. In Sprint 2, testing was not completed due to issue 33, which was a test environment. We didn't have that ready yet. The Sprint review retrospective was held on August 31st, and Sprint planning for Sprint 3 was on September 1st. And due to the hurricane, we continued on September 6th. Again, we had another issue open for Hurricane Hermine impacting the capacity of the Sprint since we lost that day. And then the development right now is in progress. We're wrapping up week 2 of Sprint 3, and we're scheduled for retrospective demo and sprint planning next week on Wednesday and Thursday.
Just to give you a kind of real-time update, the testing environment is currently available, so we were able to resolve the issues associated with that. All of the testers the majority of the testers have confirmed access to the testing environment, so it's always our target to drop dead, have that up and running by Sprint 3. So we have achieved that. So we will start seeing better progress in terms of how we're doing with our sprints now that we'll be able to test. All right. Next, Andrea, you
go. I'm reporting on my DMV portal. We ended Sprint 2 on August the 30th with the demo and a retrospective meeting, and we began Sprint 3 on August the 31st, and that sprint will end on September the 20th. In Sprint 3, we're carrying on the functionalities from 1 and 2 due to the test environment, as everyone has mentioned. And then in Sprint 2, we're carrying on the dashboard, customer alerts, and address verification. And in Sprint 3, the two new functionalities that we're picking up is my DMV portal, which is the login on and authentication of entering portal, as well as the account profile.
Scott?
Motorist maintenance update. The motorist maintenance Sprint 2 concluded August 31st. Motorist maintenance Sprint 3 planning was delayed, as you heard, about hurricane and office closing, but we were able to start development shortly after that. What was included in Sprint 3 was motorist services work. That's a huge back-end process that I think every system within the department touches. So we had to prepare that. This is pre-work in order for us to pick up for our data tier connecting to our database. So we picked that up this sprint. In addition, we picked up 16 authorization user stories that's on our milestone A objective to work. Testing environment, as Kristen indicated, was brought up on 9/12. That was yesterday afternoon. And then all sprint testing tasks were carried over into this sprint. Chances are we may have some carryover into the following sprint. So in order to catch up, there was hours that were made available, extra hours for the testers. Early morning, afternoon, weekend, actually testing for testing. In addition, we have a catch-up sprint planned after sprint 4 to make sure that we address any of the open outstanding sprint testing that we make. So that's for motorist maintenance. Risk, no new risk for the project were reported this current reporting period. Test environment is resolved, so we're going to close that. No change requests were received, and FR will start development January 2017, according to the release plan delivered for 25. Any questions? Thank you, Kristen.
Okay, Raylene?
Hi, good afternoon. Raylene DePortugal. I'm reporting for renewal notification and SIDLIS and citations processing. So we are currently in the second week of Sprint 3 for renewal notification and SIDLIS. Both teams were impacted, again, with the testing environment issue number 33 and issue number 37, which is, of course, the hurricane. But the test environment issue is resolved, so we'll move forward on that. Renewal notification is currently working on common rules and motor vehicle monthly renewals functional areas, and our first milestone is in January 2017. Renewal notification, good news. We were able to close our risk, REN06, our lead developer. Bradford Coat has been named as our lead developer, so we'll be closing that risk. There are still several change requests in analysis at this time due to the tax collector meeting from August, and we'll be presenting those change requests within the next month or so. They're all, some of them are level 2, some of them are escalated to level 3. So we'll be completing the analysis and presenting that at the next meeting. For citations processing and SIDLIS, we are currently working on the SIDLIS updates functional area. There is a change request in place for that due to technical dependencies on citations processing and motorist maintenance. We are going to be requesting to switch the development order from citations processing, from SIDLIS current development to the end and move citations processing forward. We also have an update to our risk For SIDLIS 01, we had a developer resign effective 9/20. So fortunately, that developer will continue to work through this current sprint. And that brings our total to 2 developers short for full-time employees at this time. So we're escalating that and looking to fill those resources as quickly as possible. Other than that, we'll continue our Sprint 3 activities, which ends on 9/20 for both renewal notification and SIDLIS and citations processing.
In April, you're aware of the development needs for citation processing and SIDLIS. We had some meetings with Chad, Jeff, Desi, and stuff while you're away. So they're gonna. The action item is what's to get back with you on those staffing resources. I know you've been out of the office, so we got to catch you up on that. All right. I keep breaking the record, man. Somebody ask a question, so we can say. Okay.
So you guys are into Sprint 3 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the velocity and the burn down looking like, and how well is the team performing? And when you project that forward to the amount of backlog that's remaining, where are you on your schedule?
We are delayed at this time, just due to the testing environment and some of the challenges that we've experienced. I think we'll really get a good read starting this sprint on our velocity and burn down. So the charts prior to this point are all over the place, but I think we'll get a good read now that the testing environment situation has been resolved on our velocity and burn down.
It would be kind of nice if we could start seeing some of those charts.
Accenture provides them in their weekly status report.
Okay.
So we'll make sure you get plugged in to that.
Yeah, I need to double check that.
Any other questions? All right. If you all agree, I will move for the adjournment of this meeting then, and we will see you next month.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you.
I hope to see you next month.
I know. I haven't seen you in a while.
Thursday.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, so